Before I started applying my monthly theme concept to video games, I had a real hard time coming up with a theme for April for watching movies. Other than April Fool's Day and 420, for which I pick a comedy and a stoner movie respectively, there weren't any holidays or national months that I personally deemed noteworthy. So I decided to open up the month for whatever I felt like watching. However, this technicality doesn't apply to movies that are already part of a month. The same thing applies to gaming. If this sounds confusing or doesn't make much sense, like I said back in January, the rules for this monthly thing are really arbitrary anyway, so let's get into it. The very first Kirby game came out in April, so I like to put a little more focus into the franchise every year. The latest one, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, is probably one of the best Switch and Kirby games ever. It's so pretty to look at, the variety in level design is vast, copy abilities can be upgraded, and you can swallow whole ass objects. It's just really fun all around. Also did not expect the finale to go like that, but yeah, still really fun. Thankfully, unlike some platformers, it's not the type of game where you have to collect everything in order to move on to the final boss level, and I appreciate that so much. There can only be one completionist, and that's not me! You know, I have no excuse on why it took so long to finish my first playthrough of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Actually, yes I do. Allow me to rant. As a longtime fan, I got used to certain things in Fire Emblem. But of course, as a long-running franchise goes on, there needs to be a set of fresh ideas with every installment. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but stopping the momentum of a game to explore only one central location every single time does not work. Sure, I could skip the big and relatively empty monastery exploration, but it's the best time to deepen relationships with the characters, so there could have been a much better mechanic to go about this. It all felt very do something or miss out. But other than that, my Blue Line's route was highly enjoyable. The character writing is among the best in all of Fire Emblem games, which is partially what makes the franchise so damn beloved. But for my next playthroughs, I'm definitely using a guide. Putting Bully on the Wii is such a base move, and that's why it's one of my favorite Wii games. Also, it's the best port, motion controls notwithstanding. I only had the final chapter left to play, so I was sorry to be done with it so quickly. I always remember the A+ soundtrack, the variety missions, and harassing the NPCs even though you're not supposed to. Hogwarts Legacy could never live up to this. I highly recommend emulating this if you have the means to. As soon as I saw the Tears of the Kingdom trailer, there were two emotions, hype and anxiety. Anxiety that by the time I finally get to finish Breath of the Wild, I'll be years late. My girlfriend joked that she'll let me know what it's like when she gets her hands on it. Look, the game is huge, okay? I'm not playing with a guy, there's no hand holding in there, so it gets pretty overwhelming. Funny enough, I'm not even a huge Zelda fan, but let me tell you, as soon as I left that coma bathtub in the beginning, I was hooked. I'll definitely be putting more hours into it when I can. If you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching and please consider subscribing. April is kind of actually a low-key month for me. I think it's because I finally hit a balance with things. What's new with me is that I've been dipping my toes into photography, more specifically toy photography. I guess this is what happens when you give an adult nerd adult money.